Welcome to the Toolbox with another great tool called the Quarters Method. Actually, there are two methods. This is about structuring your day more efficiently, and that will help you to get more clarity in what you can do versus your energy level and time available. So there are two options. One is more like a time-based quarters method. The other one is more like an energy-based quarters method, and I'll explain them both briefly. And depending on what you need, you can pick one or the other. Now, time-based method, and the so-called time-based quarters method from Gretchen Rubin. So she describes a method where she follows the time of the day. So it's very much about cutting the day in four parts, the so-called four quarters method from, as she calls it, by early morning, late morning, afternoon, and evening. And she gives even some time zone to that, but that you can play with it yourself. But this is about having four buckets of let's say potential work zones or work blocks that you can fill in whatever you need, whatever you want. So there's a specific reason for that, because it's more like a mindset issue. Because if you say have only one start in a day, for example, I will study, versus you have four starts for each block, and it gives you time to refresh, to reset, to recover. Imagine that the first block didn't go so well, you can, let's say, restart with a fresh new block. And that's why it's more like a mental issue, a mindset issue. You can play with variations also with this system. You can do day teaming, I have a video on that, or use multiple things for each block. You can alternate hard and easy courses or tasks for each block. So you can even play along that. So, but it's a way to optimize your day following this method. Now, there's also another one, because of the energy-based method. There's a method I've been using as a student. So energy-based quarters method. And this is following the energy level, energy cycle throughout the day. So instead of following only the time measurement, this is more like an energy measurement approach. Now, how does it work? 3 quarters in my case. I start in the morning 8 to 12, and then I take a long break. And I only start studying again in the late afternoon from 4 to 6, and in the evening from 7 to 10. By doing that, I already have studied or worked 9 hours. And still I have a big chunk of a big break from 12 till 4. And there's a specific reason why I take that break at that specific time. Because it's known after a meal or during our cycle, we have so-called post-lunch dip, also called the afternoon dip, also called the natural dip. The postprandial dip, so the dip after a meal, and it tends to happen between 1 and 4 p.m. depending on when we had on our meal, depending on our own personal cycle. But there is have a dip, and it's feeling tired, being less of focus, sometimes people feel sleepy. So that's a time where it's not efficient at all to study or to work. So therefore, I take my break around that time frame. And by doing so, I'm very productive in the other time zones. Some people are more productive in the morning, some people are more productive in the evening. But by splitting all that up and keeping the early afternoon completely free, I managed to do 9 hours. You can even go for 10 hours. You can start at 3 to 6 p.m., for example, but you can understand how it works. And it's a very, very helpful tool to stay charged and stay focused and alert and be very productive during the whole day. So this is more like an energy measurement approach, versus the first one is more like a time measurement approach. I found this for me very helpful. That might be helpful to you as well. If you have, let's say, this afternoon dip, that's something to keep in mind, something to reshuffle your day a little bit. The downside of it, that yes, your evening is more dedicated to studying versus social activities, for example, but you swap it with the early afternoon. So I gave it a try. There's another extra tip I can recommend, is so-called the hot starting of the day. You can use it with both systems. And the hot starting of the day is a bit different. It's a brutal method. It is about waking up with a timer and immediately start studying. Immediately, no break, no any pause, no bathroom break, not brushing the towel, no shower, no breakfast, no iPhone, no internet. The minute you wake up, you start studying. And you do that for at least 30 minutes. And the only thing what you need to do the day before, you make sure that there's something's ready so they can start immediately, maybe have a glass of water as well. But all the rest, the bike break, the shower, the breakfast, the internet, messaging, whatever, all that is done afterwards. And by doing that, It's a brutal method, I have to be honest. If you do this, you will be sleepy, not focused, you'll be tired, but it's going to push through these 30 minutes, put a timer, because you will prime your mind to study for the rest of the day. So you're set for the rest of the day. And if you've done it once, each morning, the rest of the day, the study will go so much easier, much faster, more smoother. And it's kind of amazing. So it's a 30 minutes investment, and it's not a pleasant investment, but the rest of the day will go so smoothly in studying and starting each block. So if you use the 4-quarter system or the 3-quarter system, what I use, the time management-based system or the energy-based system, combined with this, you will do excellent in your studies and in your productivity. Give it a try, give it a shot. So that concludes the quarters methods. Really worthwhile to try it out and to look into that, because it will make a huge difference on how you study, on your productivity, on your well-being, on your energy levels. It is an awesome, both of them are awesome methods combined with hot starting of the day. Give it definitely a try. Try it out.